G'day Dean, g'day Chris. Dean, we just love your thoughts on the game, mate, and how it all played out. It just seemed like the guys couldn't get back on top at the end there.
Yeah, we kind of go back and after the start where we felt like this is a game, we lost in Adelaide. Let's come back with a response, and as a group, we didn't get into our individual scouts in the first few minutes. Their key guys, came out of that first quarter pretty comfortable, and then the second half of that first quarter, McIntosh was a beast, and he got rolling, and it took a while in that second quarter to really make a change about how we played defence. 36ers on your home floor on a response game in the first quarter, it was totally unacceptable. I love us how we spend so much energy fighting back and to get up 3, and the way that we came out the second half, and it was different. But again, we have a patch late in that third quarter, and I think I rested Chris and rested Joe, and it was a time that we needed others to step up and keep the scoreboard ticking over. And I think we might have only scored 2 or 4 points in the back end of that third quarter. And throughout the whole game, I thought we did so many good things to get back into it, and we would do things that shot us in the foot. Some fouls that put them on the line, and them shooting 30 free throws. Anytime we overhelped tonight, they punished us, and I'm sure that's the most amount of threes that they've made as a team. And there's a lot of different guys shooting threes there. So credit to them. They did some really good things. They're playing a really good brand of basketball, and Scott Roth and his coaching staff and Mika, all those guys should take good credit for what they've built. But we put ourselves in a winning position in the fourth quarter in the last 2 games, and we haven't closed it out. And right now we look at our team and say, we missed CG and Jack White early. We couldn't win a game, and now we come into this one with Ariel and Jack White out, and we weren't able to win a game either. Do we have enough depth? Is there enough on this roster? Can other people step up when we really need them to? And there's some of the questions I've got going through my mind right now.
When you say you got questions about the roster, is that looking at you might bring in someone in that other import slot, or you might have to swap someone around the roster, or what's your sort of thinking about where things could go?
Yeah, I'm trying to get the best out of this group, and I think when everyone's been healthy and everyone's been on the floor, we've shown that we're, it's pretty good. So I don't want to overreact to that one and say, but I expected we needed more people to step up and make shots tonight. Barlow's been so consistent for us over the years that those open looks, and they rattle out for him, and there was a period that we needed others to just keep the scoreboard ticking over, and Joe and Chris did an amazing job in their ability to take on more load tonight, but we need more contributions from other people to keep the scoreboard ticking over.
Chris, what worked well for you tonight? I know you're coming from off a rough game last round, and look, how can the team pick up and turn some of these recent losses into W's?
There's just periods where we show what type of defensive team we can be, and it's not consistent enough. So I think that's probably the most disappointing thing is you get down by a massive number early. Our mindset was a little altered towards officiating and that sort of things, and I take responsibility for that because I got too caught up in that. And then before you know it, you think you're hard done by, but you're down 15. It's like, now we got to claw this thing back. We need to have that. Dean just said it. We need to have that claw this thing back mentality from the jump, because when everyone's locked in and making it tough for the other team, we're a tough team to score on. But, the last few games were probably not consistent enough with, how many minutes we're playing like that.
Do you think this group can make that sort of progression, Chris? You know, sort of get that mentality back. You've had other, like last year, where, you know, you be dominant from the start, be on top, you know, not sort of let those little slips come in.
I mean, we have to find it. So it's on us to, you know, we're prepared well. We're ready to go, and then we come out and just that little step off. And you know, if it's 1, 2, 3 guys are a little step off, well, then there's too many good teams that will punish you. And we found that out tonight. You know, when all 5, all 15 down the roster are engaged and, you know, locked in and blowing up screens and trying to make it difficult for the opposition, we're a really tough team to score on. But, you know, we haven't been consistent enough.
Go ahead, Mick.
Yeah, hi, Dean. Hi, Chris. Dean, watching that first quarter, it just looked completely ununited. Like, I don't think I've ever watched you guys play like that. Can you explain it in any way? Like, what was the discussions like in the timeouts and that to try and find something?
Yeah, probably a big statement to say it was ununited, but the pressure certainly wasn't the team that we expect ourselves to be, and it wasn't at the standard. At the same time, like they made shots.
Yeah, big time.
You know, there's certainly an area to say you got to credit, you know, some of the things that they did. You know, when we miss a coverage, you know, we got punished for it tonight, and then that's where we were at. So, you know, obviously, you know, we put Dave Aquera in there for a little bit, and there was a bit of a mismatch there, and that's on me for making sure that he guards the right people as a rookie coming into our league and different things. But yeah, it wasn't the response, as I said, that we wanted in the first quarter defensively.
Does that highlight how important Jack is to this United team?
Yeah, Jack and Ariel, you know, are both, you know, you look at the individual rating of top 5 defenders in the league, and they're both there. You know, there's a reason why both those 2 guys are there. Their energy, the physicality, the athleticism, you know, all those things that they do. Ariel in his coverages right now has been outstanding. You know, Jack can defend 1 through 5. You know, there's so many things that he can do. So, yes, we absolutely miss those 2, but you know, good teams, great teams are going to cover for people being out. We haven't done it well enough yet.
You've talked about before about sort of finding that 4th scorer and hoping that Jack would be there. Who was it meant to fall on tonight, especially with Caleb struggling? Was there someone that you really wanted to lean on?
Yeah, you know, you look at the, you know, JackJumpers and, you know, McIntosh and McVeigh. You know, I think since McVeigh's been kind of scoring for this team, he's given them that extra punch, and now they add McIntosh to that. You know, for us, you know, Chris, Caleb, and Joe are, you know, the 3 guys that we build around, you know, kind of averaging, you know, kind of 16 points each. So, yep, we didn't get enough from Caleb tonight, but across, you know, the rest of that group as well, we didn't get enough. And, you know, there's some reasons for it. You know, Mason Peatley didn't practice the whole week, and we expect him to be great. You know, we kind of still, after the road trip, it's like, how do we freshen up? How do we make sure that we're ready for this game? And so I'll look back at, you know, how I structured the week and did I do it perfect? But a guy missed practice all week, and you want to try and get a load into him the day before a game. Was that the right thing to do? You know, I'll question all the things about what I'm doing to make sure that we come out with the right energy in the first quarter in this next game.
And CG, just a quick one. I know you sort of talked about getting caught up in the official limit and that sort of stuff, but it felt like from the sidelines that you actually got a spark out of that when you kind of started drawing on that foul on Kenyon. You know, you went back up the other end and made a shot and looked like, I'm rolling now.
I don't think that had anything to do with it. You know, they're a distraction that I need to get my head away from, and you know, when you're out there, you're competing, it's big games, you know, you feel some things are going a certain way, and you know, I've been around too long to get caught up the way I did in the first half. So that doesn't spur me on in a matchup like that. It's unnecessary.
Yeah, and Dean, just the last one, can you throw us forward to Perth? And I know you've got 3 games at JCA, but a couple of tough ones in Perth and the Phoenix. How does the prep change now?
Yeah, we get some guys back, which is great, and hopefully we have the Ariel can be with us at some point during this week to get him ready for the game as well. And so how we manage that part's going to be important. You always got to lock in on key scorers, and you look down at this one tonight and you say, Majet and Adams, after the first quarter, we did a pretty good job on holding those two to a total that's winnable. And then you go to Perth and you say, yep, they got 2 key guys that you've got to restrict as best you can, but you can't let those other guys get off as well. And I think that's when they're really dangerous, is when they have that 3rd, 4th, and 5th scorer doing their job as well. So this is one that this will be a tough review session, because we did a lot of things that need to be better to win a game against Perth.